All right. So last part, he says, if a person does that, then he should. If a person finds himself in that kind of society, he should warn people. He should migrate, meaning he should leave that area. If it is not has been reached a great extent, then he should confine himself and his family members from within the vicinity of his residence that totally disallow them to participate in all those activities. This is because these actions are considered impious and they contributed to vices and acts of impiety. Sheikh Muhammad ibn Ahmed al-Madyuni, he said in his explanation of Fathul Jalal, he said to pass the night at the residence of a deceased family is only as a result of ignorance. So you know that whole repast thing and all that stuff. I seen some Muslims actually even add it into a Muslim janazah, like the night before. Yeah, that not the repast. What's the journey where you view the body, the viewing, right? The wake, right? And then the next night after the burial, they had a repast and all that stuff. You know, we have to begin to abandon those particular practices. He said to pass the night at the residence of deceased is only a result of ignorance. This includes eating food for the deceased. Family prepares on the 7th day, seeking for Allah's mercy for him, which is also an act of innovation. The scholars, may Allah be pleased with them, said it is impermissible for a Muslim to imitate the disbelievers. He should therefore stop others from attending such occasions and slapping their cheeks and tearing. I'm talking about cheek, I'm talking about his face. All right, slapping his face and tearing his pockets and shouting when somebody passes on. Right, and you ever notice, you know, a lot of janazas, you have to constantly keep telling people that. Now,
what they do in Ethiopia when a person passes is that they collect money after the janazah. They collect money for them and they give sadaqah.
No,
they may give sadaqah with food. They may give sadaqah with clothes. They, you know what I'm saying, whatever the money is collected for, is, you know what I'm saying, giving sadaqah for the person.
Right,
so
yeah,
so it's not like a repass or nothing like
no,
that.
No. That's totally different. Yeah, that's supported. That's actually supported by hadith, like going on Hajj for someone. You know, your father may not have a chance to go to Hajj. You can make Hajj, you know, and he received the blessings for it. That's something different. That's a total different circumstance. Now, so he says the worst societal ill in our lands is the act of deceit in business, right? Like people will mix milk with water. And other tricky behaviors that are done by intermediary, meaning the middleman in the business contract. He deceives the commodity of the owner, right? He might take a cut off of it, right? For instance, he may say, you know, I'll give you, you know, 3/4 of a pie, and it's for $15. And meanwhile, the brother gave him a whole pie to sell, but he took that 1/4 of that pie and sold it to somebody else to make his cut off the side. This is impermissible when people do deceit, you know, mixing things like that. Or give him that 3/4 of a pie and say it's the whole pie instead of, you know, giving him the actual weight of it. Now, so he says, this stuff is illegal by the Quran, the Sunnah, and the Ijma of the scholars. In Islam, we're not allowed to fraud anyone through tricks in the measures or the weight. It is a negligence and an absence of the standard form of measures in the land is a must for just and fair trading, which I think is a common practice, you know, and I need to look this up, right? A bag of potato chips. Don't you get more air than you actually get chips? Because that joint, you open a bag, the joint be full of air, and it'd be like this much chips at the bottom. And they tell you all them ounces in there. One day I'm gonna take the bag of chips and open it before I eat it and weigh it, and then open it and put it on the scale and re-weigh it once it's open. Because some of that stuff I believe is air weight. They be like, oh, there's 5 ounces of chips in here. 2 of those ounces is air weight because the bag is sealed tight. Once you bust it open, and the air comes out and it loses some weight. But anyway, he said among the societal ills is considered as an act of respect to elders is bowing your head when you greet them. This is haram in Islam and is based on a clear, authentic narration transmitted by Imam Tirmidhi on the authority of Anas ibn Malik, who said, although some scholars consider permissible if it does not imply that it is a ruku', meaning a full bowing. You can't bow, you know, like somebody like nod their head, that's different. You know the Negro head nod? What up? All right, brother. Right? That's cool. But all that, he goes over in a full ruku, this is impermissible. Now, he said these are societal ills, and we wish to clarify based on the teaching of the Quran and the sayings of our imams. And with this purpose, this is the purpose of writing this book called Nur al Baab, which has been accomplished. And all praises are due to Allah Ta'ala. And may the peace and blessings be upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family and companions. And may Allah be pleased with those who follow their footsteps, our righteous scholars and the four rightly guided imams, and those who follow them to the end to the day of judgment. Ameen. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. I said this joint gonna be like kind of chopped up. It's probably about 3-4 videos. I can't help it. I should have turned it off and just recorded it and uploaded it later on when I got to some Wi-Fi. Well, may Allah Ta'ala reward you all. It's mighty hot. Let's get up out of here. Inshallah. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum.